This week is Parshas Toledot. It is also the week of Thanksgiving here in the United States. Yesterday, we all heard and learned of the tragic murder of a Chabad emissary in Abu Dhabi, Rabbi Tzvi Kogan. Hashem Yikmam Damam. 16 years ago, Rabbi Gavriel and Rivki Holtzberg, emissaries, shluchim of Chabad in Mumbai, India, were also murdered and taken from us. And what was their mission? Their mission was to bring the light and joy and love of Torah to the world, and especially to the Jewish people who had not experienced that, and to hopefully bring them through that door of love to Hashem. So I want just a side word here to say how important it is that when we travel, and myself included, that we call Chabad and say, is there going to be a minyan? Is there food? To keep in mind, they're not a Club Med wannabe, but they are there to be a source of a spiritual oasis for Jews who are traveling, to have a minyan, to have kosher food. And the sacrifice that goes into that is beyond words. And they put their lives on the line. So we send out our condolences to the Kogan family. And we ask Hashem to please provide the comfort necessary. I'd like to turn our attention to chapter 25, verse 28, where it tells us that Yitzchak loves Esav, ki tzayid befiv, because he is a hunter with his mouth. And it could be, many Mefarshim say, he was a great hunter and he brought food to his father. And that's why Yitzchak loved him. Rashi brings down a midrash that tells us that Yitzchak tzayid befiv, he used the gift of speech that he had to trap his father by giving his father the impression through his questions that he would ask his father, that his father would think that Esav had embraced the family's values, even though he did not practice them. Hard to think that Yitzchak could be fooled. After all, he is one of our founding fathers of the Jewish people. Rabbi Rosner in his Sefer quotes the Penine HaTorah. The author's name is Rav David Haddad, and said, we can take an educational lesson from Yitzchak, that when you have a child that you try to rear in the proper values of a family, of teachings, and they are straying away from it, it's important, even more important, to express our love for them, because there may be a time where they want to return home, return back and embrace those values. And it's through love, that's the door on which they can come through, to always keep that door open. I think about the Chabad Shluchim, and I think about Rabbi Tzvi Kogan, and I think about the Holtzbergs. Their whole mission was to pick up and leave their families to bring the light and love and joy of Hashem to other Jews, to make sure that door was open. Let's take a lesson from that as well, to make sure that our doors are open for all Jews, regardless of where they're at. In my family, we also have a tzvi. And I take the lesson from Yitzchak to leave that door open with love, and that we hope will come and return and embrace the values of Torah. May we hear good news. And please, if you like what you hear, share. Thank you to all the Chabad Shluchim and their families for what they have done and continue to do for the Jewish people. Shabbat Shalom.